The Xur Report is brought to you by Destiny, Rise of Iron. Coming September 20th. Pre-order now and get the Iron Galahorn. You are looking at Twilight Gap. The infamous site of one of the most brutal and bloody battles in all of the lore of Destiny. In the distance you can see the Traveler. And below him, the last city. And off in the distance you see a mountain range. With a very tall mountain. Off in the distance, more mountains. One of these is Fellwinter Peak, the home of the Iron Lords. And in just a few days from now, the Guardians are taking Fellwinter Peak back. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your good friend the King, aka the Scott, welcoming you to yet another Destiny video. This is the season premiere of the Xur Report. Alright! And as you can see right now, I am hanging out in Twilight Gap. One of 27 Crucible maps that we have in the game right now. Of course, that number will change next week when 4 more maps join the rotation. Now, you may be asking yourself, if you have been away from Destiny, like I have been for a little while, how am I on the Twilight Gap map, all by myself? As you can see, there's no one else here. Ooh, look at that, heavy. I can't pick it up yet, but heavy is coming. The answer, of course, is one of Rise of Iron's new features, private matches. That's right, folks. It only took them 2 years to bring it to us, but private matches have finally arrived in Destiny, and they arrived a little early. We've gotten to preview them this week. We've found out a few things. We've had a little bit of fun, a little bit of dick eating, and a whole lot of killing. But what we've discovered is that each of these maps has a dead ghost. That's right, 27 dead ghosts, as Lord Shax tells me heavy ammo is inbound. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you where the dead ghost is here on Twilight Gap. We're right here in the middle. This is where one of the salvage spots is. This is where you get into a lot of fighting and action. Right here is where you will find the dead ghost. Now, I've already grabbed it. But if you come into a private match here in Twilight Gap, I don't believe they work in the public matches. But if you come to a private match here in Twilight Gap and you look in this crate, you're going to find it right there. So, have fun looking for all those dead ghosts. 27 available right now. 4 more available next week with the new maps. A good reason to come and explore and take a look around at these maps, because, you know, some of the details you may never have noticed before. It's one of the things you can do now. And in Rise of Iron next week. Now, of course, I picked Twilight Gap for one very important reason. The Battle of Twilight Gap is where our weapon that I'm currently wielding comes from. The lore of the Galahorn is this. The Galahorns were manufactured and made from the armor of the fallen Guardians here at Twilight Gap. So I've just grabbed some ammo. Right now I have my HUD disabled because, well, I don't need nothing on screen. Nothing gets in the way of the beautiful Galahorn. Look at that. Fire! And there go my Wolfpack rounds. Next week, we're going to be getting a quest to do a new adventure. A new story. And as part of that, one of the quests is to forge a new Gallahorn. This here, of course, is the old school, the original, the classic Gallahorn. I could not get rid of this. I love this. I may always keep this, even though I'm going to be replacing it next week with a brand new Gallahorn and an Iron Gallahorn. There's my Wolfpack rounds again. And as you can see here, my Titan is decked out in Iron Banner gear, getting ready for next week. And you'll see my class item is fully working with shaders. It's got that nice little gold trim to it. Beautiful. Just another feature you're getting in Rise of Iron. But you might be asking yourself, Randy, Mr. Scott, the King, whatever you call yourself, what are you doing here? Is Xur in one of these maps? Well, my answer to you is probably not. But we're going to get to that. We're going to get to Xur. And we're going to get to a preview of what's coming next week. But for now, we're going to take a little break. I am the King, aka the Scott, and we'll be right back. And we are back, and we've arrived in the tower, and the first question you might be asking yourself is, what the hell is going on with my head? And what the hell is going on with this guy's head? It's even crazier than mine. What has happened is, we've been infected. There is a virus going around in Destiny right now, mostly in the Crucible, but apparently you can also get it in fire teams, so if you're doing strikes or raids and one of your teammates has the disease, you can get it too. Now, this is actually a pretty good disease. We'll take a look here for a sec as I stop and... very nice. As you can see here, a nice mutual admiration society. Now, before we get too sidetracked, here is what the virus is. I've got Brilliance 3.2. Brilliance 3.2 has been transmitted to you. Increased XP and reputation gains for the duration of transmission. Now, we don't know how long that duration is. But what we do know is that there are multiple versions of this, which is why you're seeing multiple colors. One of my characters has 2 different viruses. I believe they're 2 different ones than the one I have on the Warlock here. And as we reach our final destination of Xur, you can see just about everybody's got some sort of virus here. They're all XP gains. I don't think you get any more for stacking them, but right now we're trying to solve the mystery of what these actually mean in game. They gotta be tied to Siva. But, again, we'll find out more next week. For now, though, let's see what Xur's got this week. Now, this is where Xur was last week. I think I mentioned this in my, in probably the last few episodes that I did of the Xur Report, that Xur's travels have become far less rare in terms of trying to find him. It's a lot easier. He tends to stick to this side of the tower where he goes to the reef, and that's about it. So here he is in front of the big door, and let's see what he's got this week. Alright, for the Titan, we got no backup plans. Now, these have been around a long time. 2 years. This is a 2-year-old item. Wow. So, they've been around a long time. They were one of the... I believe he sold these the very first week of release, and they're here again in the last week of year 2. Shotgun kills trigger Force Barrier, and Force Barrier's duration is increased. That's the main perk on this. On this one, you get the shotgun loader, appropriate for this item, or a rocket launcher loader. You also get rain blows or impact induction. It's all strength, but you can add discipline to it. I've said it many times, these are a decent item now, with the added, shotgun perk to it. But, exotics have just become a little less valuable overall, but still, if you don't have them, pick them up. What the hell? I mean, we'll go into a bit more details after we get through this report about what you should be doing here. Over here for the hunter is an interesting one. It is the ATS-8 Tarantula. Now, why this is interesting is that this is a Xur debut. So this is the last item that he's never offered. So we're at a big milestone here. Other than the items that he cannot sell, items that were left behind in year one, quest items, this is the last one that is available to him that he's not sold. And here it is. I know a few people that haven't been fortunate enough to get it yet. Well, now they get their chance. So that's cool. Getting it right before the end, I would say pick it up without hesitation. Grab it. It's decent. The perk benefit is, we'll take a look here. The perk benefit is the Tarantula. Take reduced arc damage from minions of the darkest, plus arc grenades and arc blade recharge faster. So if you are a blade dancer, this is a decent item. It's probably more valuable than using Mask of the Third Man, and I would say it is more valuable than Don't Touch Me's, obviously. And probably Kepler's Sting. You know, it's a very valuable, very useful tool if you're still using a blade dancer. You do charge back pretty quickly. The other perks, this one is Intellect and Discipline, so that's nice. You got auto rifle ammo, you got fusion rifle ammo. Not the best perks there, but you know, auto rifle's okay. Arc burn defense and arc armor makes sense on this item. So, yeah, you've got a great item here if you would like to grab it. I would say grab it if you don't have it yet. For the Warlock, Heart of the Praxic Fire. I pined over this for quite a while in year one before it finally, before Xur finally sold it the first time. We'll take a look at it here because I'm in my Warlock and you can see, oh, so sexy. Such a sexy piece. This one's also Intellect and Discipline. We've got Pulse Rifle ammo, Sidearm ammo, Solar Burn defense, and Solar Armor. And again, those make sense on this item because Praise the Sun. Further decreases all ability cooldowns while Radiance is active, and you get greatly increased agility. So again, this is a good item for Sun Singers. Not the best probably. I actually have grown to really enjoy using Sunbreakers with the gauntlets with my Sun Singer. Getting 2 solar grenades with Viking Funeral and what's that other perk named? Let's take a quick look at that. Viking Funeral and Touch of Flame. That's what it is. A very good combination together. And you know it works very well on the Sunbreakers. On them, you know, because they've kind of tweaked the cooldowns already with Sunsinger. Maybe this is not a very great item anymore, but it still looks cool. So I would say grab it, pick it up if you don't have it. Over here, this would be the first hard pass I would say, and that is Plan C. There are uses for it. It's a decent fusion rifle. It's got the main perk here. Where is it? There you go, Plan C. Charge and equip times are very short immediately after weapon swap. So basically, like sort of like the hot swap perk, only a lot better on this. You get an increase in the charge time where you can instantly fire a shot after you switch to it. Can be very painful to face in Crucible if someone knows how to use it. I do like the look of the spikes up here. I've always thought that was kind of cool. And of course it's got a bayonet. How many fusion rifles have a bayonet? Not many, but this one does. You also got accelerated coil, so you can even add more to that charge time, or hammer forged, or perfect balance. It's a nice little mix there. Hip fire, always nice on a fusion rifle. And so there we go. Like I said, I would probably pass on this, but you know, buy it. What the hell? Buy it. The Legacy Engram, then you know my feelings on the Legacy Engram. Don't buy this. Do not buy this. You know, I would used to say with this one, buy it if you want a Thorn, and don't worry about anything else, because you're not going to get the other ones that aren't available. But if you want a Thorn, buy it. But next week, we're going to be getting a Thorn. Maybe not necessarily right away, but the Thorn is coming back in Rise of Iron. So, unless you really want to fill out your year one collection, don't waste your coins on this. Save them. Save them for next week. Down here we got the plasma drive, the emerald coil, heavy ammo, of course. You might want to pick some of those up or buy them from Varix. We've got 3 of coins, and I need some of those. So I'll buy a couple more. 3 of coins are still going to be very useful next week. Still going to be important. So stock up if you can afford it. Stock up. Glass needles. I've never used these all that much. I mean, at times I have, but I don't find them to be all that important. If you do, well, there you go. Pick them up. I imagine they're still going to be around next week. I'll grab a few just in case they're not. As you see, I've got some exotic shards for the first time in a while. And of course, here we got the Moto Light Exchange. This is the final week of year 2 for Xur. The final week of Xur 4.0. I believe 4.0 is the right way. Yeah, because he didn't. Maybe it's 5.0. You could call him. So we get a new Xur next week, and that is going to be interesting. We're going to talk about that right now. All right. So that is what Xur has this week. Not a lot there. I think having the tarantula here in the last week is very cool because he's not offered it before. A few weeks ago, he offered the last word for the first time in year 2. The first time in over a year that the last word was sold by Xur. I thought about doing a Xur report then, but I really wanted to wait until this week to come back and bring back my report and bring back everything. So here we are, enjoying the report. And now let's talk about what's coming next week. Xur is changing a bit next week. I'm going to take a look here at one of my items. Hopefully I have a good one. I do. I do have a good item to look at for this, and that is the Telesto. As you can see here, there's 2 items on this that are blanked out for me, and I can't do anything with them. These are the new ornaments, which, as you'll take a look at this preview, Queen's Command will change this into a purplish, pinkish Queen's, themed weapon. So that looks kind of cool. Now if I go down here, you can see Lingering Vestige. This one gives it that nice blue glowing look like that ship you got from beating Skolas in the Prison of Elders. That is a very cool thing. So what's going to happen next week is this. We're going to get some new things called Radiant Treasures. Those are going to be sold by our good friend Tess Everest. You're also going to be able to get one from doing the Heroic Strike playlist. So we're going to go take a look here at Tess Everest. Now again, nothing's changed yet, so bear with me here.
We may have something for you.
This is the last week where we're going to see this. These emotes are going away, so if you want one of these emotes, Sumo, I don't know, Rude Taunt, Crane Kick, bye-bye, Praise the Light, Amazed, Praise the Gun, the Kick Stance, the Do It, the Instructional Dance, and the Club Dance. This is the last week you're going to be able to get them. And I'm not 100% sure about the Shiver. This might be the last time you can get the Shiver as well. We'll find out. These will still be available. These will still be available next week, so don't worry about it. You can still get the Sparrows, the Horns, and the emote grab bags. And there'll probably be one for these as well, added to the mix. What will no longer be available, from Tess anyway, is Sterling Treasure. Now, we used to be able to get 3 of these per week, along with however many you wanted to buy. That's changing. Right now, we can only get 1, and that is from doing the Prison of Elders level 41. If you do that, you can still get 1 Sterling Treasure every week. They will continue to be available next week and beyond. So if you want the Taken armor, if you want Spectre gear, if you want Chroma, that's where you're going to get it. From that 1 item. What is being replaced here is it's going to be a new treasure called Radiant Treasure. And that is where what we were doing with the Telesto comes in. The Telesto here As you'll see here, 2 items are needed to do this ornament, which is basically a new skin for the weapon. Queen's Command and Silver Dust. And you need 1 of each. Where do you get this? Guess what? You get them from the Radiant Treasure. A Radiant Treasure will drop 1 of these items. 1 of the exotic items, 1 of the exotic ornaments, and I believe there are currently 7 weapons that have them in the game, and there are going to be another 4 or 5 that are coming with the Rise of Iron. And each one will have 2 ornaments. So you're going to have a chance at those. You're going to get 1 every week from doing the playlist, the Heroic Strike playlist, the Siva playlist. You're going to get 1 of those ornaments. Those ornaments, if you don't want the one you get, break down to 5 silver dust. I will have more information on that Tuesday. Anyway, how does Xur play into all of this? Well, we'll take one more look at Xur here. Xur is also going to sell ornaments. He's as opposed to the randomness from the Radiant Treasure where you get any of them, Xur is going to have a selection of ornaments every week. So, in addition to what he has here, I would imagine, we don't know. That's something we'll find out next Friday on the Year 3 debut of Xur. But in addition to his normal items that he sells for strange coins, he is going to have a selection of ornaments available for silver dust. So you will need silver dust in order to buy an ornament from Xur.
I may be here.
So we don't know how much silver dust is going to cost to buy one from him. We know that breaking down an ornament turns to 5 silver dust. So it wouldn't surprise me if each ornament from Xur costs 5 silver dust. So basically what you would do is you would break down one you don't want and be able to get one that you do. That's a possibility. The possibility also is that he will charge more. There was a rumor going around that he will also be selling silver dust. The likeliness of that is probably very low. So you're going to have to acquire silver dust from the Radiant Treasure packages, and we'll find out if there are other ways to do it. But that is what is coming in Xur Year 3. Ornaments are going to be sold by Xur, and you'll be able to pick which ones you want as opposed to the randomness of getting one out of a Radiant Treasure. We don't know the cost. Again, you will find that out next week on the Xur Report. However, before that, I'm going to be live streaming Rise of Iron's debut right after reset early Tuesday morning. So if you turn to my Twitch channel, the Scott1975, you can watch live footage of me and who knows, maybe a big group of buddies, maybe not, going around and exploring the new content. I plan to show off the vendors. I plan to get some drops and probably go through the first mission and take a tour of Fellwinter Peak once I've opened it up. So that's what you have looking forward in the next week. On Tuesday, I'm going to be doing a live feed of Rise of Iron, and of course, we're going to have the Xur Report next week. So thank you for joining me here. I am the King, aka the Scott. I know this was a long one, but it's been a long time coming. I'm back. I'm glad to be back, and I hope you enjoy this. We'll see you next week. Eat a dick. Oh, what am I doing? I got a shiver.